Chapter 23, Part 1. The people next to him also look like hell, so they can wipe out green, which is really amazing. I saw a cut surface about 2 finger widths exposed under the stone of Baiwawa. After washing it with water, the jade flesh inside revealed a light pink color, which was as tender as cherry blossoms, and the texture was moist and delicate, elegant and translucent, which was fascinating. Yes, it is the pink purple among the violets. Gosh, this color is rare. It's so pretty. The crowd hurrahed around, making the surroundings airtight. The color of violet is relatively rare in jadeite and can be subdivided into pink purple, eggplant purple, and blue violet. Pink purple refers to purple with a slight pink in it. Eggplant purple is purple with eggplant-like purplish red, and blue violet is purple with blue in the middle. Among the 3 colors, pink purple has the most delicate texture, no obvious graininess, and the price is the highest. Seeing the cut surface, Nge's heart was filled with unspeakable joy. He used a grinding wheel to remove all the gravel near the jadeite little by little, and finally solved a half-fist-sized piece of water-seeded pink and purple jadeite. I saw that this jadeite was translucent, beautiful in color, and full of water. There is a touch of pink inside, with a little purple intertwined in it, like a layer of light pink tulle, shadowy, elegant, and indifferent, with subtle ripples rippling in it, attracting everyone's attention. I will give out 600,000 star coins. A bid broke the silence, and it was the wool merchant who rushed over. This pink-purple color is too rare, and the purity is very high. Even if it is only 1.3 kilograms, he also called a high price. 65,000. I'll pay 700,000. One by one, wool merchants obviously knew the value and began to ask for prices one after another. In the end, this water seed pink and purple jadeite was auctioned at a high price of 900,000. Ngu looked at the number of star coins displayed on the account and stayed in place for a long time. He never thought that he would have such a wealthy day. 5 days ago, he was still worried about his assessment results, afraid that he would not be able to get funding from the Shin family. 2 days ago, he was grateful and excited for the 50,000 star coins transferred from the Shin family, crying and sighing that he finally had hope of going on. But today, he looked at the 900,000 star coins that had been added to his account with an unreal feeling of being in a dream. Hey, your kid's luck is so good. Jean Mao came over and patted his shoulder with a smile. Ngu returned to his senses, and his eyes shone with light that had never existed before. Thank you. Your luck is not bad. The two looked at each other and laughed at the same time. Although it is a test of mentality, the unique charm of stone gambling fascinates them and strengthens their determination to become stone gambling masters. At the same time, Bai Jing took out the 3 pieces of wool in the automatic shopping cart and began to dissolve the stone. In terms of appearance, the 3 pieces of wool he chose performed well. What Bai Jing first solved was a piece of black Usha wool. This piece of wool is round, only 15 centimeters in diameter, black as lacquer, covered with a layer of glossy black wax shell, with small pieces of dead ringworm at the bottom. Intertwined with white python belts is a typical pulti, the wool of Xing Leo Changku. Regardless of its small size and blackness, it looks very inconspicuous. In fact, the wool of this black and black sand leather shell has a certain probability of producing high emeralds, or even top glass jadeites. But this piece of wool has been seen, and there is nothing in it. So Bai Jing didn't plan to wipe the stone, but cut a knife along the direction of the python belt, and then dropped the knife on the ringworm part and put it aside when he saw that there was no green. The second piece was the rock he had chosen that was turned over by water. Its surface is yellowish-gray, with a rust-colored trace on the leather shell, with ribbon-shaped pine flowers, and a few linear fine strands spread along the rust-colored lines, about half a centimeter deep. This piece of wool is also a broken piece of wool, and the jade meat itself has little activity, and it has been damaged by the fine tufts, leaving only a small part of the bottom. The blue laser beam cut towards the fine tuft without hesitation, and the knife turned green, but the cut surface was broken jade, which made the people standing by watching feel a little regretful. Bai Jing's speed is very fast, and his super learning ability has made him familiar with the use of automatic stone cutting machines, and the switching between laser knives and grinding wheels is more and more comfortable. The most terrifying thing is that he no longer uses the infrared system to identify the line to cut the stone, but directly holds the handle of the laser knife in his hand like a calcite master. The slender white fingers firmly held the black handle, and the extreme color impact made the fingertips white as jade. Extremely beautiful. But when these hands that look like fine works of art operate the laser knife, they are quick, ruthless, and accurate. After a few knives, the broken jade on the cut surface became less and less until the outline of the jadeite was cut out, and then the grinding wheel was replaced. 5 minutes later, this piece of wool finally unraveled an egg-sized dry green jadeite. Due to the poor planting water, there was no one around to bid. These were all within Bai Jing's expectations. His expression did not change in the slightest, and he put the dried green jade that he had solved with the leather green just now and took out a third piece of wool. This is a rock with a shell of bayberry, and the sand on the surface is like a ripe bayberry, dark red, with a rough sand texture. The top is bumpy, and the pine flowers are scattered, and it seems to be very general. This piece of wool White Scene was not optimistic at first, but when cleaning the wool next to it, he accidentally knocked over one side, revealing the dryness below. The dry skin on the jadeite skin looks like a kind of burnt firewood, with black-gray, brown in color, and in the shape of ribbon, kidney, stalactite, tubercle, etc. Green and messy blocks are often seen with dryness, so people in the industry often say, if there is dryness, there is color, and the gambling is relatively strong. Seeing this band-shaped gray-black dryness, Bai Jing thought for a while and penetrated his perception power along the leather shell. As soon as he entered the leather shell for 2 centimeters, he felt a certain active reaction. It was not very strong, but it was not bad. He fixed the piece of wool on the calciner and directly used the laser knife to cut the leather shell wide along the dry direction. It's green with one knife. This green color is just right. I saw that under the illumination of the strong light, an extremely bright, brilliant green was revealed in the cut surface, which was pure and full, with suitable concentration and uniform color. This green is really amazing, but it's a pity that the water is a bit poor. If it's ice or above, it's worth the money. A well-dressed and spirited old man sighed softly beside him. The color of this emerald is even more beautiful than emerald, almost full of green, which is very rare. Others were very speechless when they heard the old man's words. It was rare to be full of green. Could it be easy to see the ice seeds? How can there be such a good thing in the world? However, seeing the 2 tall bodyguards wearing energy guns following the old man, they silently swallowed this sentence. The blue laser beam in Bai Jing's hand was like a sharp blade, and soon all the surrounding skins were removed, revealing the outline of the jade. He replaced the stone cutter with a grinding wheel, wiped off all the rubble scattered around, and solved a 4.3 kilogram bean full of green jade. Bean seeds are very common varieties, but they are also divided into various categories, such as jelly beans, ice beans, fine beans, rough beans, etc. This piece of wool from Bai Jing has no obvious graininess, fine texture, and high transparency. It is the fine bean species that performs better among the bean species. Coupled with the full green color, it is also not low in value. I will give out 200,000 star coins. 220,000, 250,000, 400,000. This time it was the old man who spoke up just now, who directly added 150,000 star coins to the previous one. This price actually exceeded the price of jadeite itself. Bai Jing's estimate for this jadeite is around 300,000 stars. After all, the beans are not generally high-grade jadeite, and the price is already full of green color. I didn't expect the old man's bid to be 100,000 higher than he expected. The old man paid the star coins and put the jade in the space button, but did not leave, but walked to Bai Jing. Young man, what's your name? Bai Jing was a little strange, but he answered politely, Bai Jing. The old man nodded and asked with a smile, are you interested in being our Min family's exclusive stone gambler? As soon as these words came out, the expressions of the people around them changed. The Min family is the top 3 aristocratic families in Proxima Centauri. Even if there are some bad rumors, it is an existence that everyone present wants to cling to. Just who is this old man who can actually make decisions on behalf of the Min family? A wool merchant carefully looked at the old man's appearance, and after thinking of something, he couldn't help but be surprised. This, this old man is very likely to be the old head of the Min family, Min Yuan. He met Mr. Min at a Proxima Centauri auction 10 years ago, and he still remembered the old man's decisive appearance. The other party threw 150 million star coins at the auction to take the bid king at that time, overwhelming all the aristocratic families and shocked everyone present at the time. Later, King Biao sold out the ice-seeded Yang Green Jadeite, worth nearly 300 million, and it was the best in the whole auction. Many aristocratic families admired Mr. Min's eyesight and determination and became friends with him one after another. This move also allowed the Min family to successfully take a step forward and become one of the leading families in Proxima Centauri. Although the current head of the Min family is clearly a businessman of Min, the power is still in the hands of Mr. Min, and any major decision of the Min family must be implemented with his consent. Min Yuan's video materials were widely circulated on the Star Network. At this time, many people recognized the appearance of Mr. Min. Moreover, there were two bodyguards in black behind him, equipped with the latest energy guns around their waists, guarding his safety every step of the way, which further showed his identity. What shocked everyone was that Mr. Min actually took a fancy to a little-known young man and asked him to be the exclusive stone gambler of the Min family. For a time, everyone looked at Bai Jing with incomparably envious eyes. What kind of luck did this young man have to get the favor of the people in power behind the Min family? How could they not have such good luck? Looking at his appearance, I still don't know if he is eligible for stone gambling. When he came out this time, Bai Jing did not wear the badge of a first-level stone gambler, and with his different clothes, no one knew that he was the commoner who was tied for the first place with Du Xingyu. Many people looked at him with puzzled eyes, wanting to know what was so outstanding about this young man that he could be valued by the old man of the Min family. Unexpectedly, however, Bai Jing not only did not immediately agree to Mr. Min's invitation, but instead rejected the other party's kindness. "Thank you, but I can't accept it." As soon as this statement came out, the crowd erupted. Did this young man not know the status of the Min family in Proxima Centauri, or was his brain caught in the door? That is the exclusive stone gambler of the Min family, which is much higher than that of a general hired stone gambler. The expression on Bai Jing's face was always calm, making it impossible to see what he was thinking. The reason why he refused the invitation of the Min family was not only because he had signed an agreement with Gu Yuanchao to become the exclusive stone gambler of the Gu family, but also because of Min Qingshi. As the saying goes, small sees big, and Min's family education can be seen from the arrogance, and disrespect of others in Min Qing. In addition, Bai Jing accidentally read the news about the Min family's oppression of civilian stone gamblers on the Star Network, and he has no good feelings for the Min family since then. Unexpectedly, the young man would refuse his invitation. Mr. Min was stunned for a moment, but he was not angry, but a little puzzled. "Young man, can you know the reason for your rejection?" Naturally, Bai Jing couldn't tell the truth and said politely, "My ability is not at the level of an exclusive stone gambler, so I shouldn't be so important to you. Thank you for your invitation, and I'm really sorry." Mr. Min's insight into human nature was so acute, his eyes flashed, and he intuitively felt that this was the other party's shirk. Since Bai Jing began to dissolve the stone, he has been watching the boy without a trace. The young man's calculus method is neat, and he is not depressed after being cut down, and he does not get carried away when his gambling rises. Mr. Min has seen countless people in the first half of his life, but he can be as indifferent as a teenager, and he has never seen a few. So when the heart of love for talent arises, it will be an exception to invite. It's just that people don't want it, so he can't force it. When boarding the suspension car, Mr. Min was still a little unwilling and planned to go back to check Bai Jing's information. There will be no unreasonable rejection in the world. If there is any misunderstanding, it is better to solve it in advance. Mr. Min had a hunch that if this young man joined the Min family, their family's status would be further improved.